Wiltshire, not too far away from Lynham airfield, and I've been giving a lot of thought to a small country that's trying to defend itself against an aggressor. A much more powerful aggressor that's occupied it and is smashing the place up. I refer, of course, to England in 1066. I've got a brand new book called The English Resistance. I'm up in Bradenstock, and I'm looking for a barrack called the Shooting Barrow, and which probably means shoots barrow. But you could argue any path that goes downwards is a shoot. But these earthworks here, obviously related to the building over there. You can see the ruin, might be able to see over there, which is the Abbey, Bradenstock Abbey. And the OS map suggests there is a sort of breakage in earthworks between what GB Grundy calls Shooting Barrow and the Abbey, but I think what's happened is they've only surveyed them as individual sites. When you're actually on the ground, you can see they're entirely joined up. It doesn't necessarily mean that they're joined up in time, but it sort of suggests that there's some sort of connection between the two. So it looks what Grundy calls the Shooting Barrow is. I thought, well, it's got its own enclosure. Of course, it's an ancient monument, but it might not be. It might be medieval. That pool that I've just shown you is named on the Dauntley Old English Charter as Swine's well, Swine's well, which is obviously pig. Nouns are really easy in Old English. They really very similar to. Sorry, it's very treacherous ground here. Very similar to modern English. It's definitely English, Old English. It's your verbs. When you get into your verbs, it's a nightmare. Or the dative case of nouns is a pretty annoying as well. But yeah, we're in the charter. So we've had a look at Shooting Barrow, Shoots Barrow. The what's interesting is that the Heritage Environmental Record of Wiltshire County Council has it down as a Second World War um, sort of gun installation. No mention of a barrow at all. Uh, it is within the earthworks of the old abbey, so it's so certainly I think the heritage record needs updating. Um, but what is it does seem aligned with this boundary, and this is still the boundary today. Um, and but do we think it's a barrow? Do we think Grundy's mistaken? Is it a Second World War installation on top of medieval abbey grounds? I'm coming down the hill now and heading for Dauntley Lock. So of course a lock is on a canal. They didn't have canals back in the Anglo-Saxon days. Well, they did, but not, what we call a canal. But they had leats and things like that. But this is Grundy says Dauntley Gate is the site of the Hayleazate, which is the gate of the Hayley. So obviously there was a gate on the road, and there was a lee, which is can either mean a clearing in a forest, probably not, or rough pasture, or as opposed to meadow or good ploughland, and it's for hay. So yeah, so in many ways, yeah, it probably is more of a meadow if it's hay. Um, the language I noticed I said Zate, Zeta. The language is later than Anglo-Saxon. It's probably about 11th or 12th century, and it's mostly in Latin, apart from the Old English. It's still in Old English, but it's later, and it's mainly in Latin. The verbs are in Latin, but the nouns are in English. Dauntley in the charter is named. It's the E bit. It's Dauntley, not Dauntley. The E bit, as opposed to Lee bit, means an island. So any time you see, a name with E on the end, like Thorny Island, or whatever, Ely and all that, they're islands. So it doesn't necessarily mean an island in water. It could be an island in marsh or a bit of ground sticking up above flat ground. But it's the island of Domit or Dammit. Who knows who that person is? a Roman road, but probably isn't. It's probably an avenue going up to a posh house, and a ride, as it were. Though it might be, because there is it joins it up with a road called the Ridgeway, which is where I'm going to now. And to the left of me in Christian Malford, not too far away, probably about 3/4 of a mile, there is what is called in there Anglo-Saxon Charter and Elder Strata. And Strat means strata, as in layers of stone. It is a made road, it is Roman, and that's still on the map, known as Friday Street. There's a Friday Street farm, and it goes on a bit, then coming off it you've got the Ridgeway ahead, and we're going to join the Ridgeway off this ride here. I'd like to think this is Roman, but it probably isn't.